Well, hello there. How are you? It's skippysimon. I have a problem. I've always had a problem. A number of problems, actually. One of them is being tall. It's not a problem for me as much as it is for short people. I don't know why short people are so angry and just in need of attention so badly that they need to just act abnormally towards tall people like myself. I don't appreciate it. I understand I had no control over being 6'2". It's just good genetics. I thank my dad. He's the one who gave me my dynamic good looks. I'm pretty convinced that he is the reason I am higher evolved. In case you haven't seen the video where I talk about being higher evolved, it is another problem for me. I have difficulty relating to society because not just is my body higher evolved, but also my thinking. I was told by a University of Pittsburgh professor in the early 90s that I was higher evolved because of an anomaly where I was born without wisdom teeth. If I could find me an eccentric woman who enjoys life and fun and good times, if I could find a woman who is higher evolved, and then perhaps I would contemplate having a girlfriend. But until I find a higher evolved specimen of humanity, I cannot go backwards. I can only go forwards now. It's a dilemma that I've had forever. That was my biggest problem with dating. I figured out, besides the fact that I was dating psychopaths and sociopaths. But I think that trying to find a higher evolved woman is extremely challenging, considering that my condition of being born without wisdom teeth and being higher evolved is such a limited anomaly. And it's crazy because both my brothers had wisdom teeth, so who knows? But yeah, that was, not just being tall, which is a genetic thing, but also being higher evolved is another thing. And also intelligence. Okay? I'm not the smartest person on earth, and nor will I ever attempt that. I know doctors and people much more intelligent than myself. But at least I have the common decency to understand that there is room for improvement with myself and trying to learn new things. I'm constantly trying to learn new things. Recently, I baked cookies on the dashboard of my car during a hot day. Not for clout or street credit, but just to see if I could do it. And now I have an idea in my head. I want to build a solar-powered air fryer. Harness the power of the sun. I've been fascinated by the sun for a long time. I actually won honorable mention in a science fair for creating a solar cooker that cooked a hot dog. Mind you, it took a number of hours, but it cooked. And I also came up with a plan. And check this out. In third grade, I came up with an idea for a solar desalination plant, which is where you use the sun's heat to evaporate water to get the freshwater component out of the salt water. So in a way, it would be converting seawater into drinking water. And mind you, they do this all over the world. but just for some strange reason, not in America. But so I have a very inventive mind. I was just talking with my older brother about an idea that I have that I'm not going to discuss, but he goes, that idea has legs. And I also discussed this other thing that I invented, and he goes, yeah, you need to patent that. And I just don't have the money for a patent right now. And besides, I've done the research. When you get a patent, all you do is fight to keep your patent. And you get sued all the time from other people who have patents that are similar. It's just a unique nightmare that I just don't want to deal with, you know. But enough about me and my problems, which so far is height, being higher evolved, and intelligence. My problem is this, and I'm starting to realize this more and more, especially in the country I live in, which is America. Dumb people do not know that they are stupid. Do you understand? Stupid people do not understand that they are dumb. I had the misfortune of spending the afternoon with someone I dearly love and care about, a good old friend of mine from the Comedy Store. And all he wanted to do was argue about things that he heard about on the internet. I brought up a talking point about white nationalism, and he started going crazy. And I tried to explain to him that I'm not down with white nationalism. And it became this huge argument. He started saying that I hated him for being white. I hated him for being Christian because I happened to mention that a lot of white Christian nationalists happen to be causing a lot of problems in America. And the thing is, okay, I explained to him how the band Public Enemy was the only black history teacher I had in high school. They teach white history, but they do not teach black history. So I had to learn on my own. That's why I'm glad I can think independently and find education that was not provided elsewhere. I mean, I read the autobiography of Malcolm X. If you want to read a fantastic novel, that one, it's fantastic. That man, all he cared about was love. I love Malcolm X. You know, what you've heard probably isn't true what you heard about him. But anyway, I was with my friend, and he was getting bent out of shape. And unfortunately, I'm one of those individuals who can recognize that you're getting bent out of shape and then just bend you even more out of shape. I played with a lot of Gumby figurines growing up, and I could bend them out of shape. See that, Gumby? Anyway, check this out. You guys remember this? I don't know. This is the spot from 7 Up. Yeah, whatever. This just says Yins. If you're from Pittsburgh, you know what this means. Anyway, okay, so my buddy was getting completely bent out of shape because every talking point he brought up, I had a rebuttal that did not agree with his line of thinking. And then this happened. He starts bringing up COVID, like the pandemic, I happened to mention that millions of Americans just happened to die under Trump's administration because he mishandled the pandemic and he did not want to hear it. He started telling me that vaccines are killing more people than blah, blah, blah. And I started saying, that with the anti-vax movement, you're going to see a lot more measles. You might see polio coming back, but he didn't want to hear it. I'm fine with vaccinations. I believe your body, your choice. Same thing with abortion. It's up to you. Here's the thing. When it comes to abortion, all right, I use condoms. I've never had to get one. And I feel bad for people that do. Maybe be more responsible with your genitalia. You ever think about that? Something to think about. Anyway, so this was the kicker today. He starts bringing up all these facts and figures that he heard about on YouTube videos and on the internet or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I go, hey, you know what? My younger brother's best friend, I've known him for 30 years plus. He's a doctor. He's like an actual doctor. Went to residency, went to college for many years to become a doctor. I go, how would you like to speak to a doctor about these things that you are talking about? So I called up my doctor friend. And he answered the phone. And I started to explain to my friend, I go, after he was arguing with my friend who's a doctor and trying to make my doctor friend, like, discredit his education. And I'm like, that's not going to happen. So I stood up to the plate. I go, hey, here's the crazy part, okay? I go to my friend, I go, do you have an education other than a high school diploma? And he's like, no. I go, I'm a college graduate, and I'm confident that my friend here who is a doctor may have had a few years of college. And I go, hey, buddy, how many years residency did you have? And he's like, 3 years. I'm like, okay, so you've been doing the doctor health thing for a long, long time, right? He's like, yeah. And I go, where do you get your information from, Dr. Friend? And he goes, I get peer-reviewed studies from all over the world for different medications and all this other stuff. And I go to my friend, and I go, hey, where do you get your information from? The internet? Okay. You're going to tell my doctor friend that your sources are better than his medical reviews. Gotcha. And it was just... he didn't get it. Like, he kept attacking my doctor friend for not knowing what he was talking about. He started saying, you're working with them. Okay, who is they? Like, all these people are scared of they. Like, I want to make a horror movie called They. And all it is just people's paranoia and fears fucking with them. That's all they is. I don't know who they is. Are they here right now? Are they watching us? I was just blown away. And it was sad that I went over there for a couple hours and we spent a good hour and a half arguing. I was trying to show him different bands and stuff that, I listen to a lot of music that nobody else does, and wanted to introduce him to this band called the Red Ants. And I did. But I kept, insisting. I'm like, dude, are you familiar with the Dunning-Kruger scale? Because you are definitely on the low end of it. If you don't know what the Dunning-Kruger scale is, it's where people who lack intelligence are the ones with the most confidence. They think they know everything. And they're probably the most angry, too. See, and also, I explained, he said that he apologized to me when I was leaving. I'm like, no need for an apology, dude. You're just being you. And I told him, I'm like, listen, dude, I love you, and I always will. You're my buddy. And I go, listen, no matter how much you yell at me, I can take it. You're not going to insult my intelligence, okay? Because whenever I speak to people, I always consider the source. And that's why I can't get angry right now, because I've known you for 20 plus years. I can't get angry at you. And I left like that. I was like, you know what, buddy? I love you. And I told him, I go, you can yell at me all you want. I've been yelled at by drill sergeants and generals, believe me. You can yell at me all day. I can take it. But it was just, kind of a bummer to see my friend falling for all this propaganda and nonsense. But I mean, I don't trust anything with a screen, whether it be a video game, a TV, a cell phone. The screens are not your friends. I'm not a fan of screens. Screens lie to you. All screens want to do is entertain you and get you to buy shit you don't fucking need. Go outside, turn off the screens, enjoy the scenery. It's what they did for thousands of years before TV and movies were invented, It's what I do. I'm old school, baby. Old school, baby. But all right, enough about that. Anyway, hey, dumb people watching this, don't be so stupid. Just don't be so angry either. We understand you did your research on the toilet. Don't matter, okay? If you're dumb, you're dumb. There's this thing called education that can help you defeat your stupid. Go out. I hate that they're trying to destroy, the right wingers are fucking trying to get rid of the Department of Education. No. We need to educate more people. There's too many dumb motherfuckers out there. I'm tired of it. And they're angry. Dumb and angry is just no way to go through life. But, alright, that's my little rant. Anyhow, you all have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Stay awesome. Alright, bye.